We can hear your background, Reese.
Oh, I'm about to walk to the store.
Oh, you're going to the store?
Yeah. Damn, I'm mad as
Alright.
shit because you walk in the store, they loud as hell. Yo, how do I mute it?
Let's see. If you pull your that part, the settings down or whatever from the right side of your
Yeah.
screen, you should be able to press the pause button there. That made it
That
worse.
made it worse.
All right. So y'all ready? Oh shit! You was mute for a second.
It was muted. Hold
Yeah.
on, I gotta turn it off. Hold on.
Find a white woman. White woman. Oh god.
Just want to thank you, white woman, for being there in my life, white woman.
Oh my god.
Thank you for being there, white woman.
Take a black and mild.
Supporting me. Black and mild. This is smoking black and mild.
Wait, I think you're getting those from this Darlene.
Thank you, Reese. I love you so much.
Pass me that cold Pepsi.
I want that.
Oh my god.
Baby, go there and give me my Rolodex so I can call my sister.
What the fuck?
Oh shit. All right, let me know when you're ready so we can get this because you know you wasn't muted, so we had to. All right, tell Miss Darlene we about to work.
You got my black and mild jazz.
We about to record. Music.
All right, so y'all ready?
Yep.
All right, hold up.
Warning.
So this podcast is for entertainment purposes only. We explore the unknown and we share our thoughts and opinions without holding back. And so, look, if you prefer a sanitized listening experience or you get easily offended, this may not be the podcast for you. So, are you ready to join us on this journey into the world of true crime, paranormal things, mysterious creatures, and mind-bending conspiracies? Listen, all we ask is for you just keep an open mind, bring your sense of humor, and get ready for a trippy ride. Just introducing ourselves, I'm Amir Joseph. I'm the host of Where You Drift Off. And I got my co-host.
It's Reese Muller.
Down the Cajun Blaze.
First up, we're going to talk about, it's the segment that we're going to call What in the World? So what in the world is the craziest things that are happening right now, right? Just so at this time of recording right now, they got aliens down in Miami. So, the other morning, we woke up and there's a bunch of TikTok. They were talking about aliens. It was a big police presence running to the mall. People were recording the aftermath of it. And they said it was a bunch of kids, right? A bunch of kids that were supposedly fighting and sending off firecrackers and stuff like that, right? But you got other eyewitnesses allegedly saying that there were like 9 to 10 foot creatures just chasing them through the mall. So, like, what y'all think about that?
I mean, I feel like it's 2024. Anything can happen now. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I actually seen some shit. They were saying they were actually putting the coordinates, the longitude and latitude coordinates, and that area in Miami when you do it backwards, it's supposed to take you to Antarctica. So they're trying to say that it might have been a mishap. They were supposed to go to Antarctica and they ended up in Miami.
Imagine that.
And that's like shit. You're extraterrestrial beings and you don't know where the fuck you're going. Everybody's human until you're not.
That's
specifically, this happened. New Year's, day after New Year's. So they originally thought that, the story was, it was a group of teenage kids that were lighting fireworks and stuff like that. But on TikTok, when you search the video, you don't find anything.
Right.
A lot of people have been saying things and stuff like that, but they've taken everything down. So that's quite mysterious. The
Yeah.
fact that there's this big debacle that's been online, and you know, for the fact that cops cop cars, each cop car probably has two um, police people, police men or women in the vehicle at all times. For there to be 50 to 100 cop cars, that's crazy. For kids just shooting off fireworks, come on now.
Right.
Now after that,
they must have said they were black.
Shut up. But
being in
no,
Miami, yes, it was.
I'm about to say
But
because you spent time in Miami, right, Donnie?
I lived there, yeah.
Right. So you live in there. Is that like a normal thing? Like if it's a fight, they send a bunch of cop cars there?
Oh no, that's the same thing in Georgia. That's the same thing in Louisiana. Same thing in Detroit, where my family live as well. They're not going to send 100 squad cars. But
Right.
also, what they also said was there were black vehicles. Not only that, like black vehicles, there were black helicopters. Now, when you see a black vehicle, yeah, exactly. Now, when you see black vehicles and you see black helicopters, that means stealth.
Right.
So that means somebody wanted to get there to where they didn't want to be seen. But
Mm-hmm.
amongst 100 cop cars, and they were willing to risk that, or they were willing to risk that, oh, it was something serious. Definitely something serious.
Right.
Now,
Sure.
when you go into TikTok, there is, well, there are multiple videos coming out now. Some of them are fake. I feel as though a lot of people are trying to just ride the wagon and say,
Mm-hmm.
"Oh, I was there." There were 8 to 10, 8 to 10. I hate seeing or hearing that word 8 to 10
Right.
because that's the
Automatically, you think
description.
it's some bullshit.
Yeah, that's the description on the news. 8 to 10 feet foot creatures. Like when you use that type of description, I don't believe you because you're just going with the narrative of everybody,
Right.
the
Right.
media, the neighbor, the dog down the street who said they saw him too. I don't believe that.
Right.
But
So I'm sorry. Go ahead.
also, it's also people that's saying I saw something. That's the story that I'm interested in
Yeah.
right there. I
Right.
saw
Right there.
something.
Right there.
Because when you say something, it's like I want you to describe them. So there was this guy that came on TikTok, and he didn't have a following. He had probably about 120 followers. He probably had only like 7 or 8 videos on his TikTok. So he wasn't cloud chasing.
Mm.
Like he gave the story. He said, "Well, I was there, and this is my account of the situation. If you want to believe it, cool. If you don't, cool." But I was shopping with my girl, I told her I got my tax money. Now I play.
Mm.
But he was saying that he was shopping with his girl. He was in like a local foot locker. And now in Florida, the mall. It's more like a strip, but it's outside, but inside.
Mm.
I
It's
got
like
you.
yeah,
Like the
Yeah.
it's
outlet.
outside. It's
Yeah.
outside
Yup.
buildings, but a canopy. You see that a lot in Florida. So that's the
Okay.
lifestyle in Florida as far as like a mall.
Okay.
So you outside, but you also inside. So it's hot as hell until you go into the store. So yeah, he was like, well, we was in the store. And only thing that we saw was, people running. So my girl like, yo, what's happening? And he's like, yo, it's serious when you see an 80-year-old lady booking it, like booking it. She running like she a wide receiver, like she a safety for the goddamn Saints. She a safety for the Saints. She was booking it. And he
That's
was
all
like,
I
oh.
seen in my head when you said that shit too. Like old lady just throwing the shit on her walker.
She was like, fuck
Right.
that Walker. She was booking it. He was like, oh, this shit is serious.
Oh
So
man.
he went outside and he looked to whatever direction he looked in. And he's like, what they running from? And he sees this creature. And he said specifically why I believed him. He said that this creature it looked like it was opaque, but it was solid enough to see the form of it. He didn't know what it was. He didn't realize what it was doing. But he was like, the only thing that it took for him to run away is for that motherfucker to just go in his direction.
Right.
So he was like, "Oh no, get the
So
baby,
they were
get the mama."
moving.
Yeah, they were
Well,
moving.
no, yeah.
But the thing is, he said that it was a movement in the way that we run or in the way that we see direction. He said that it was moving in a way. He was.
Yo, the way I would have farted, I'm not gonna lie. The way I would have farted, you see something like that. You know, I get when I'm nervous, I get gassy. So it was like,
So like,
and then you start running, burn, 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 burn. Like that would have been one of those situations.
No, see it. Look at it as that though. He
Right.
said that specifically, it was like it would go in their direction, but it would disappear and then reappear, kind of like it
Right.
was transporting closer to.
Going through like different dimensions or something.
kind of
Not
like
different
well,
dimensions.
like the glitches and shit when you watch
Right.
it. You know what I
Exactly.
mean? Yeah, that's crazy.
Right. Well, you know, with like Nightcrawler, you know, that's how he teleports. He moves through dimensions to get to where he needs to get to.
I never got that though. Like, cause why the fuck are you traveling to
Through
another
dimensions, that's a
dimension
lot of work.
just to go 4 feet in front of you? You know what I'm
That's
To
too
saying?
move
much work.
because you're moving through that time. Like it was explained. I watched it
Like you
before.
kind of like jumping, like you slipping or something.
Yeah,
Like that.
basically. You know how Loki was doing? It's like
Yeah.
that. So like just slipping through time.
That's too much
But
work. I'd rather
it
just
is.
walk.
Yeah, for real.
But it's crazy because I seen that video. Well, someone sent me that video. You know, I woke up that morning, I logged in on at work, and they were like, "Oh, you gotta watch this about the aliens and stuff." I'm like, "Okay, all right." So she called me back. She's like, "Did you watch it?" I said, "No." She said, "Damn, they took it down." So when I looked, that man's account, which seemed believable, but basically, like we said, though, the videos were getting scrubbed. So you know, people were like taking them down. So it's like you could say, "Oh, it's not real. This is not what's happening. It was just kids." But it's like when you start taking these videos down, it's like you're trying to hide something.
hmm
You know what I'm saying?
My main thing, though, which is what more interested about,
Mm-hmm.
um, they blamed it on kids, and they said that they took him in, they detained them. And what I want to know is if they detain these, I feel as though they detain these 4 kids because that's the only people that they can catch that were eyewitnesses.
Right.
And the reason why they detained them is because they want to know, and allegedly, and this is not the truth, this is not a lie. I'm not saying that it's in between. I'm just saying it's in between both of those. But I feel as though they detained those kids because they were the ones that saw something and they want to know exactly what they saw.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'm also curious to why they had to release names, they had to release video, they had to release dispatch. There's also allegedly there's things said that the cops or the police department, they disconnected their dispatch radio to where they couldn't communicate with anybody. But at the same time, it's like you had the whole force, literally the whole force right there on that Miami Strip. So if you wanted to dispatch anything, you can just go up to the police officer and say, "Hey, tell the next person, la 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 la." You know, you can just go down the chain. You know, you're right there in person, so you don't need the radio.
Right.
You're right there. But my main interest in, as far as what I want to hear, is okay. What happened to those kids that you guys detained, and why did you turn off the dispatch radio? You know, and I was a juvenile once, you know, so at this point, I'm over here like, if I was in Miami, I would just download the app and try to figure out, you know, hey, there's a dispatch radio that's on the app that I can hear. I can hear it when the police is down the street.
That's like Citizens.
That's just
That's Citizens app.
this
Right.
just one app away. But for the fact that nobody knows exactly why or what happened, it's too many vague points of this story,
Right.
For us,
especially
to
in
be
this day and
confused.
age where everything is recorded, everything is
Everything
released,
is
out
recorded.
here. You got cameras every single place, so it's like how, and you know that's why some people would say, "Oh, I don't believe it," because if that was the case, how come no one got that? How nobody got those beings on film? But I'm like, you imagine you sitting somewhere, right? You just in your own little world, buying food at the food court, you know, shopping or whatever. People start running, you start running, then you see these creatures behind you. Who in the hell is going to pull out their phone to record that?
And that's what the guy said as well. And it was like, well, why didn't you record it? He was like, think about a lion chasing your ass.
Right.
Like, who's going to record a lion chasing? Oh, hey, look at this, y'all. Only
when it's some real
people
shit
who
like
do
that,
is some white. Well, I ain't trying to. Caucasian people, I love y'all. But at the same time, the only
they
people
know what they
who
be doing. They know they will really sit there. I just watched the video like that, and it was a YT family, and they was sitting out in the backyard, and they must have heard some gunshots go off. They had the baby and everything, but
Oh,
like
I just saw that.
You see, they looking
now.
down the street like, oh, they're having a shootout, and then they ain't start running until you start hearing the bullets start flying past
ricocheting. Yeah,
start ricocheting. Pew, pew, pew. That's when they start running. They got a whole baby in their arms, looking down the street talking about they're having a whole shootout. Like y'all want to see a dead body.
My golly,
is
it getting closer?
Not my golly. And it's crazy because you know what I will say. You watch these videos, and I'm big on this. If I see somebody running, no questions asked. I'm running. I will ask questions at the end. I'm going to run.
Hold on, though. You gotta look. You gotta really even go deeper into that. You gotta look at who's running, like how the dude said.
Right.
If you see an old lady running,
oh yeah,
not just running,
a whole bunch of
kids
running. I'm gonna be more a little reluctant to run because I'm like I don't want to get caught up with them. You know what I'm saying? They think they probably just did some shit, and then I get mistaken identity. But if I see a big ass, grown ass man running and screaming, old lady running and screaming, somebody who is like, oh, I don't really see them running on my everyday. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That it's fight or flight after that.
If I see Shaq run
exactly.
If I see Shaq run a 40 in 3 seconds, I'm out of here.
For real.
Right.
Shoot, if I see Cat Williams and his unpermed hair just flowing through the air, he running, I'm gone.
And then they aliens and shit. I know y'all seen the thing with the airplane, the Boeing that was going to Malaysia and it ended up disappearing and shit. That they had some footage of some orbs flying around them and then them disappearing and shit like that. But listen, I don't know. Right motherfucker they might try to grab somebody and just disappear and never to be seen again.
That's what this podcast is all about. We're gonna be tackling every single one of these conspiracy theories because I even had a little thing set up for us too, a future episode about that the Malaysian air flights because even Dick Gregory said it. There was some things where it was like who was on that plane?
Doo and there.
No, shit. there were some people on there.
Dick Gregory, I'm sorry.
Right. But there's reasons for that too. So that's going to be in another episode that we're going to dive deep into that one, right? But like we said earlier in this episode, it's going to be a lot of crazy things, our thoughts and opinions on that. And if you want to see like a full episode on that, just let us know. But we're definitely going to keep an eye on that whole situation. And if something new comes up, we're going to be one of the first ones to report that too and put that out there. Like y'all said, though, I can guarantee this is going to end up as a side mission on Grand Theft Auto 6.
I have no shame.
You want to take that out. You want to take that
out. No, you got to leave that in. You got to leave that in. This is the first episode anyway. We here to get the kinks out.
All right, Drifters, welcome back. So, on to this main topic. This episode is going to be focused on CERN, parallel universes, the Mandela effect conspiracy, and all that. And 2012, so we're going to see how that all fits into each other, right? So, y'all, do y'all know what CERN is?
Yeah, I know. I'm not going to say it like I know everything about CERN, but I've heard about CERN a few times in my years of conspiracy theorium.
Not theorium.
Yeah, but CERN definitely I've been definitely looking at what they've been contributing to, if you want to say that, these short years, and they've been doing a lot of shit that a lot of people not even paying attention to.
Right. So, like, CERN, right? So, CERN is basically the European Organization for Nuclear Research, right? It's an intergovernmental I'm about to fuck this word all the way up. It is an intergovernmental organization that runs the world's largest particle physics laboratory. They do a
Particle
lot of different,
physics.
right, something I just don't know nothing about. But certain scientists and engineers, they use the world's most complex scientific instruments to study the fundamental particles that make up matter. Um, they're just trying to understand the fundamental structures of the universe and the smallest building blocks of matter are. Basically, CERN's motto is accelerating science. That's their stuff, and it goes back to 1968.
Mm-hmm.
CERN's Large Hadron Collider is the world's most powerful particle accelerator. Basically, remember on Spider-Man 2, that game where that particle is in there and it's speeding around, like running around. They're trying to like run and just try to collide, and some people say it can make a black hole. I remember they did an episode of that on The Simpsons, right? A little small black hole. But basically, researchers smashed the particles together to recreate the conditions that existed a billionth of a second after the Big Bang. So, basically, the goal is to learn how the universe works. So that's the scientific part. And if you look at it, right, the conspiracy theories, honestly, they write themselves. For instance, they're saying they're trying to open the portal to hell. So, if you believe those things, then that's a theory
That's
you
what
might
they
look
probably
at.
gonna end up doing.
Right, ripping something open. But it's crazy because if you look at it, like the CERN logo, it's three sixes entangled in each other.
I've seen
So
that for sure.
that's the crazy thing. Like it's definitely three sixes set together. So
It's a big coincidence.
Right. They say in the Bible, how they describe where Satan dwelleth. It describes where actually the CERN laboratory is. They link those things together. So
wait, so they trying to say that this motherfucker is out here in the laboratory with a fucking white coat on?
No.
Where does the Bible? Where does it say that CERN is?
No, not where CERN is. Where hell is.
Wait, so okay, because I don't like the I just want to just make this clear. CERN is located in the area where they're basically saying Satan is.
I wouldn't say that.
That's one of the actual theories. It's in Genevieve, Switzerland, or something like that. I don't know how they describe
it. It is in Switzerland. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So allegedly that's like what they say. They're going to say no, CERN is not opening up a portal of hell, and of course these are all just conspiracy theories. We're just this is for entertainment purposes.
Mm-hmm. Did you see the there's a headquarters for CERN, and there is I don't want to say idol, but there is a statue of I guess you can say symbolic symbol that I guess goes back to Revelation in the Bible, in a sense.
I've seen that. Yeah.
Also, there are symbols or statues or idols or whatever around like the UN that kind of look like that as well, like the lion and angel, well, the lion with the wings, the eagle with the horns or whatever it is. There's a lot of symbols that are kind of plastered around that area that gives people symbolism of them doing something. But when you said particle, I don't think that is them trying to open a portal of hell. I think of it as Flashpoint with Flash from DC Universe. I think of it as they want to, and in Flash, the series, he had this laboratory to where there was this huge dome, and he would run around in circles in order to kind of see how fast he was going. He ended up running so fast to where he went back in time. And think of that as the particle accelerator. He ended up going into a portal that could allow him to go into any type of I guess time or whatever. But I also think about what's that dude? He was a he was a he was a figure. He was a cartoon. He was a figure, nothing but black. He wore a crown. He was an alien, and he always wanted to find this particle accelerator to where he could fix his ship or whatever.
Marvin the Martian.
Yeah, he used to talk. He always used to talk like this.
Yeah, that's Marvin the
Mhm.
Martian.
Yeah, exactly. T-Pain made a song called dang, it's called Time Machine. Illinium Q 36 explosive space modulator.
Who
That's
said
what it
that?
was. T-Pain.
Yeah, he did say that.
And it was a song called Time Machine back on Epitome. That that's my favorite, one of my favorite
So
albums.
that when he said that lyric, that was the actual machine that he was saying.
That was a machine referring to whoever the Martian was, because he was trying to go back to his time.
Okay.
And that's what I think about in this predicament. I think they're trying to create that type of environment to where, okay, we can not only this is crazy, but we can not only control history, but we can also control time to where if we go back into this time set, we can control how it happened.
Right.
I don't know what that's going to do with, I don't know what that's going to do with um, like timelines or anything like that, because of
Well, that would
course,
prove that time isn't a line. That would prove that it isn't a straightforward, straight, narrow thing.
Right.
Because you can go from any time. It's like it's all happening all at the same
At the
time.
at
same
the same
time,
time. Mhm.
yeah, because it's been said that time runs parallel with each other. So it's like your past, present, and the future is running at the same time, which makes sense. And that's how when it comes to CERN, the different conspiracy theories that they have. So the first one you said was the whole portal thing, right? Okay, cool. Second one was 2012. So you know what they said about that? They basically said that the first time that they ran it, or one of the first times, let's say that, they ran the particle accelerator was December 21st, 2012, right? And we all seen what was supposed to happen at the end of the Mayan calendar. It was supposed to be a catastrophe. We were supposed to be dead. Yeah. So apparently it happened. They ran it, and we timeline jumped. So we went to another timeline and merged, which is how people are starting to say now we have the Mandela effects. You know, we all know about the most famous one, Berenstain Bears. I know me growing up, I always remember it was Berenstain Bears. It was not Berenstain Bears. I had the books,
Yeah, I still say
but
Bernstein Bears.
I thought you were about to say Bursting.
Mhm.
Right. They had that. They also have what are the few other Mandela effects they had? How they got the name was Nelson Mandela died in prison. Now that one I don't remember. I remember that he got out of prison. He was he led the apartheid. The he also was the president down there. So I don't remember him dying in prison. But some people say he died in prison. They remember watching his funeral.
Who?
Uh,
Mandela?
yeah, Nelson Mandela.
Nelson
So
Mandela.
that's where it came
That's
from.
where it came from. Okay.
Another big one is the whole Kazam thing or Shazam with Sinbad. Now that it's kind of foggy for me because I want to say I remember an old Disney Channel movie or like an ABC Family movie where he was a genie. They were in the attic and stuff like that, but it was a parody. They say it never happened. He says he never did a genie movie. Some people will say he did, and then they try to cover it up with the whole Shaq thing. No, Shaq was Kazam, and that came years later, and that was like one of the big budget movies. But I remember, vaguely, Sinbad movie where he played the genie.
What was that one movie where he was in the classroom? He was the biggest guy in the classroom, and somebody was, that classic trick back in the '90s where you would take a piece of paper You would put it in your mouth. It was a spitball. You would put a straw to your tongue, and you would just blow, and you would kind of like shoot it to somebody's face or something like that. That sounds disgusting.
No, it's funny because so with you saying that,
I
right?
forget the movie though.
It's called First Kid.
That was that movie. Okay.
But see, that's what some people sometimes say too. They say, "Oh no, that was a different movie that we're thinking about and stuff like that." Okay, all right, we don't have proof of that, right? But what about the whole Fruit of the Loom thing? And they saying it was always fruit. It was never like a cornucopia there. We know that's the thing that holds, like the brown thing that holds the fruit in there. I always
Basket.
remember it being the basket, the cornucopia. So I always remember that. They say no, it never, like, Fruit of the Loom said no, it was never that. It was always just fruit. Now,
I think people are confusing that with the chick that was on the banana.
The Chiquita banana.
Mm-hmm. You remember there was that one brand where there was a woman with a yellow.
Yeah, but she had a basket.
Quinceañera. Mm-hmm. No, she had a basket of fruit.
Right.
I feel like people.
So if you look on TikTok, there's a video where the girl was like, "I know there isn't." She went through some of her old clothes and she found one that had it. And then also the Monopoly guy.
The Monopoly guy.
What was the difference? It was like he didn't have a hat or some shit, right?
No, he didn't have a monocle. They say he never had a monocle. And we're confusing that with the Planet's Peanut guy because of the hat. But I'm like, I don't know. I kind of remember that man having the monocle in his eye when he was running.
Well, then they had an old what was it called? The Boardwalk that was before Monopoly. And it's the people who made Monopoly, but it was the game before Monopoly. I think it was called Boardwalk or something like that. And I think he had one of those on his on his face.
What else? Chick-fil-A. Now, I don't really eat Chick-fil-A like that. Y'all do. But I didn't remember it was a K. Apparently now there's a K. So
I've always remembered a K though. That's one I don't understand.
Right. But see, and this is all the things of timelines. We're merging, and then we're just our consciousness is trying to reconcile being merged into the one that was here and taking over. There's a lot of ways you can go with that.
So all right. So say that's the truth, right? Obviously. All right. So how would that even work with you merging with your other self, and then are you merging with multiple selves, or are you just merging with one self? It's like how different is the differences in these different realms that'll make things become like, okay, we kind of remember this, but we don't remember this. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like certain places, like, okay, like me and you are different. We're gonna put on different clothes and stuff like that. But is that the same in another realm? Like, are you getting up? Are you putting on a blue shirt in this realm, putting on a red shirt in this realm? Or is like everybody put on the same shit? It's just certain things that's not the same as this. You know what I'm saying?
There's an episode on Rick and Morty. Morty, he got on this game, and he started as an infant. Then he grew up. He had a kid. He had a wife. Then he had a job. And then at the end of the game, he ended up being a librarian or something like that. And he was going on to a ladder, and he was trying to reach for something on the top shelf. And then he fell down and died. And then he woke up, and he realized that he was still like a teenage boy. And that effed him up. And he was like, "Yo, where am I? Where's Martha? Where's Martha?" Like to him, it was a lifetime. But in the game, in the simulation, it was just probably about a good 3 minutes that he lived, which is crazy. Right. But
that's why they say that's why they say we could possibly live in a simulation, like the whole Matrix thing, and that's gonna be another episode. But yeah, no, I agree. we could be playing a simulation. We could really just be playing like The Sims right now.
Mm-hmm.
What
And
I
going through
wanted to get
different
at
ones.
though, what I wanted to get at is the way I see timelines is not a matter of body, it's more of a matter of spirit or
Right.
soul. Kind of like
Exactly.
deja vu. I had a conversation with my friend who passed not too long ago, and he was like, "The reason why you have deja vu is because in another lifetime you guys crossed, and y'all guys crossed at the same exact time. It's not the fact that you have on the same clothes. You both decided to wear blue that day. That doesn't connect you. Both decided to wear Air Force Ones that day. That does not connect you. What it really is probably the spirit, or
Mm-hmm.
the soul. So it's like I may decide to wear red, other person may decide to wear blue, triplets. But at the same time, like you guys are on the same path and you cross, and that's where that deja vu happened. Did this happen before? Like I feel like,
Or
but the thing is,
conversely, also what I see too is in the same way, we might be saying the same thing, is just like how you were 90 years old, you fell asleep and you woke up at 13, you're going around that same path, right? And then you're like, damn, I swear that I had a just dream before. Well, yeah, because you already lived that when you were 90 years old in that
where
timeline.
I'm getting at though,
Again,
no matter.
understand, okay, come on now.
No, I understand that. I'm not saying that you're wrong or right, but I was trying to get to a
Well,
point.
further argument on the podcast theory.
No, I wanted to get to my point before anybody said anything. But the thing where I'm getting to, whether or not you're 9 years old or 90 years old, the spirit, if you pass and you're on that same path, is like, dang, you're gonna have that same experience. So whether or not you're saying, okay, I lived this before, it may be the fact that you're just in that same simulation at the same time, or you're experiencing the same thing to where you have this ultra constant, or you have this ultra, um, I guess, consciousness to where when you both are seeing the same thing at the same time, you feel as though that you've been there before. But no, you're just ultra aware of where you are at that one point, that one instant, which is kind of like oversensitivity or something like that. But I just feel like if we're in a present time right now, at this point, doesn't matter if I'm 90 in a different year or a different timeline, or if I'm 13 in a different timeline. When you guys meet, that spirit or that soul is kind of like, okay, I know what's going on. Kind of like in a lucid dream. It doesn't feel like it's real, but at the same time, it's like you feel like you can control it, and everything is so familiar, but it's unfamiliar at the same time. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So that's just my point.
But I'll just something just came to my mind, right?
Mhm.
Mm.
Time is all just an illusion. It's not real. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And I feel like what makes it real is us going to sleep and waking up and shit. You know what I'm saying? Because like without how would you be able to keep track of something if you keep going to sleep, waking up, going to sleep, waking up? You're not counting. By the time you're fucking 30 years old, you done probably went to sleep and woke up probably what, a million times or some shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like that right there plays a big role. Even what's that movie when they was talking about they when they couldn't go to sleep, and when they couldn't go to sleep their brain started deteriorating, started going crazy. You know what I'm
Nightmare on
saying?
Elm
They
Street?
started. No, it's a movie out there. I forgot what it's called, but it's about they everybody lost sleep. It was like
I know what you're talking about.
yeah, but everybody
It
was
was
like,
like a
oh, you gotta
Netflix
watch
movie
this
or something like
movie,
that.
yeah. And they start going crazy after a while because they could not go to sleep. They couldn't alter what was real, what was reality, and what was fabricated, what was fake. And I feel like without, it's like when
Awake.
you
That's what it's called. Awake.
Mhm.
awake, okay, when you come into knowledge and understanding the shit, and it's like, damn, like you went through so many pages to find the answer when the answer really was in the front. It was in the title. You know what I'm saying? and then it just makes you kind of realize, okay, some things are just it's just simple. It's just that what it's supposed to be. But it's like you can see the proof in the pudding right there. You know what I'm saying? Like the difference between me when I was 10 versus me when I was 30. I done went to sleep more. You know what I'm saying? Like more time than went past. Thank you. More time than went past. You know what I'm saying? And in order for that time to go past, I have to go to sleep. I have to, have dreams. I have to have visions and shit.
Okay,
and
now I get what you're saying. That's how that's what it's establishing your time.
Because the true people that really had the power was the people that's like, you wake up and what you thought about yesterday or what you wanted to do, you're like you could just create it right then and there. And how fast you do it determines your brain power.
Okay. I mean, I'm picking up what you're putting down.
So welcome to the podcast, you guys.
We got
this is
this is gonna be a lot.
Oh, I was gonna take over.
So all that said and done, we talked about the parallel universes. Now another thing that came up too was when you're talking about the Mandela effect. It also could be another psyop. There was another alleged conspiracy theory that was saying that these Mandela effects are the government basically changing things to gaslight us to see if they can rewrite history right in front of our faces. Which honestly could be a thing too. That could be true, because what if these things aren't true? But we go to the source, we go to Fruit of the Loom and say, "Yo, didn't y'all have this?" And they're saying, "No, we never had it." I mean, unless we still have those clothes that were, that had that logo years ago, we don't have any proof, so we have nothing to do but go off their word. Same thing with Berenstain Bears. I mean, I don't have that book anymore. I don't have a Teddy Ruxpin, so I can't say, "Oh no, it is," because this is my proof right here. We gotta go off their word. If we we get a book now, it's gonna say Berenstain Bears. So it's like, shit, it could be the government or whoever running these things on us.
But it's the crazy part, right? If I got all these billions and trillions of dollars and I got the resources, I got the smartest people in the world to help me do this stuff, I'm gonna go back in time and go really change something significant. Like I'm gonna go get rid of Hitler or something like that. I'm not gonna go change the words on a book just to fucking gaslight people all day. That's like some real sinister, weird shit. You know what I'm saying?
Well, they say it's a sinister world, but also too take into account the butterfly effect. You kill him, then something worse could come along. That's what they say also with CERN. When they fired that up, it could have been something like that, but they went, okay, no, we got to change this. So they're basically using it as a time machine. There's another conspiracy theory. They called what is it called? The glass mirror or something like that, where it was like basically using CERN. This is all alleged. Using CERN as a window, so to say.
I don't feel as though
that because my fault. Go ahead, bro.
I don't feel as though there can be a butterfly effect with Hitler because he offed himself.
Yeah, that was gonna happen.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, but here's the thing: it could be. Let's entertain this thing for a second, right? Let's say they go ahead before he took power, they killed him, right? It could be somebody who was studying under him, who takes his place and does things 10 times worse.
She offed herself too.
We're not talking about her.
She was under.
It could be, but shut up. No, it could be another. But you know what I'm saying? It could be like a second in command. We just never know. So that's why they say butterfly effect. I say you gotta be careful. You gotta pick and choose. Okay, so if I do this, cause and effect, then this is what happened. But yeah,
hold on. Let me go back to the mirror thing. Because that's another thing that they always say CERN does. They play with a lot of dark matter. And my whole thing is they're so infatuated with dark matter, but still don't know what the hell it is. Don't know what it's made out of. They just know that, this is where the black hole stuff comes from and everything. They just know that it's the opposite of everything that we see now, like matter and everything. This is our world is comprised of matter. Like matter runs everything. So in a world like this, dark matter in the ether realm and stuff like that, it's like you can't see it. Just like in a rainbow. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's a bunch of other colors that you don't see in the rainbow because your eye is not trained and it's not that good to see it. So now you're playing with something that God doesn't want you to see.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Or you're not meant to see. True.
Or you're not meant to see. Period. In this because in this realm, in this world, it's not supposed to be there. You know what I'm saying? So now you're trying to bring something that wasn't supposed to be here.
You know what science is to me?
What's that?
Well,
It's trying to deconstruct everything that the alleged God made. And, not saying that I don't believe, not saying that I do believe or anything like that. But let's think about how biblical everything is about CERN, politics, or whatever. The Denver airport with the blue horse, or
Lucifer.
the lion eagle that's plastered out in front of the UN or whomever. Yeah, all the four beasts that are biblically described. How close science works with that narrative. All I believe science is trying to do, CERN and everybody else included, they're trying to deconstruct where everything started. What? Right. The Big Bang.
That's what they're doing.
That's what they are. That's what they say they're doing.
They're going right back down.
That's exactly what they say they're doing.
They're going right back down the rabbit hole, deconstructing everything from a human to where do we come from, to the plant, to the fish, to the ape, to the the molecule, to the atom, to the everything. They're going right back to that, to where they can figure out
cloning
what happened. And that's all science is. Science.
Clone Tyrone.
Clone Tyrone, definitely. Science is only trying to deconstruct how, this guy being made the universe. Therefore,
it can be really, really good or really, really bad.
Let's go back to dark matter, like that negative. Like, how did nothing become something?
Right.
And that's what they're trying to deconstruct.
Well, that was strong. That was strong right there.
Exactly.
But I mean, yeah, I feel like that's a good episode. We talking about CERN. We touched on the topics of what it really is, some of these theories. It's all entertainment. Putting our ideas out there, what this could be, what's being affected and what's not. I think this was a good first episode. We're gonna see, how our drifters, receive this. Hopefully, we're welcome with open arms. I don't know why I started. I was like, what? But I mean, I thought. Shut up.
Welcome.
I thought, but no. Oh no, I thought this was a good episode. I think this is a good beginning. I think this is something, that we're on to something here.
Sure.
What do y'all think?
Yeah, I think the same thing. I just want to, just shoot the shit. Like, we talk about this shit on a regular, So, right. Now it's being recorded. So I think the main thing is just keeping it natural and moving forward. We just be more interactive with, people that come and join and want to talk or,
I definitely want to open this up.
Too. For sure, open it up.
I'm gonna send some links out. Shut up. I'm gonna send some of these links out so that when we can get people's feedback. So, drifters, if y'all got any questions or anything, if y'all had these experiences with Mandela effects, deja vu, parallel universes, 2012, all of that, I'm gonna send this link out. Respond to the link. We're gonna put you on, and we're gonna interact because we want to interact with y'all. This is a journey that we all want to
definitely got to get like a Telegram or Discord or something like that.
Yeah, definitely want to do a Discord.
Want to really tap in with us. I really want to, get topics and things to talk about because we're trying to build a community.
Exactly, we're going to build a community, and there's going to be some that I think that we're going to have. It's going to be really broad and uncensored because there's some conspiracy theories that I was looking at that's going to the deep web. And man, when I tell you the things that I've seen or read, I was like, damn, it really makes you think. But I kind of believe in it.
Demonetized, huh?
Yeah, right. Yeah, we're gonna keep it off. We're gonna keep it off the general public. That's gonna be subscription based.
Yeah, we're gonna get a Patreon for sure.
Yeah, I hope y'all enjoyed this episode, right? But listen, I think the next episode we're gonna talk about Tartaria. Y'all know what? Y'all ever heard of Tartaria and the Great Reset?
You talking about the planet that was on?
So Tartaria, we're gonna get into that next episode.
Pangea?
No. See, I need to enlighten y'all. So until next time, y'all, before you drift off, I'm out.
Young man.